Hello, everybody out there. How y'all doing today? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Easy Work Boxing. About to hit you everywhere with under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. No bias talk, no racism. You understand how we do. We keep the real deal boxing talk on this channel. Now, y'all notice, y'all see the lineup of the fights we got coming up. Boxing is beautiful at this point right now. We're getting some highlighted fights, big name fights coming up. Spence Jr. Ugas in 2 weeks. Shakur Stevenson versus Valdez, Ryan Garcia versus Tagoe, uh, Javante Davis versus Raleigh Romero. Just on here today trying to get people to come on to the channel, y'all. I got the computer set back up, so I'm ready for my people to come on and join with me. If you want to come on StreamYard, all you have to do is hit the link, go to StreamYard, put your email in. You can come on the channel anytime you feel like it. You understand me? I really forgot about the Spence and Ugas fight. I didn't know it was 2 weeks before this fight happened, which is great. April 16th, Saturday, we all will be able to sit down and actually watch a good fight between these fighters, Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. I can't wait to see it. I told y'all before, I am going for Yordenis Ugas. A lot of people criticize me, say that I'm an Errol Spence hater. It's not that I'm an Errol Spence hater. I just believe that Errol Spence will hold up division. Once he gets that belt, he will find somebody else to fight instead of Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence is a hell of a fighter, strong fighter. He's not there by mistake. So there's no way that anybody can criticize this man. He's accomplished a lot in his life. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, I just feel that he's not doing what he said he would do when he came into the sport of boxing. He told us he was coming man down. He was coming to be undisputed. Yet throughout his career, we have seen him pick and choose fighters who don't even have belts. So, I had to keep it going in on Errol. I just like to explain that to people because you're Errol Spence hater. No, I'm not. Terrell Jr., how you doing, my brother? How's everybody doing who tuning in? I truly appreciate y'all for tuning in. Crawford should have fought Boots or Thurman. I don't like a Garcia fight. He gonna whoop his ass easy. I mean, people can't just say that. I mean, that's really kind of like being biased. When other people fought Danny Garcia, nobody complained. Nobody said that Danny Garcia wasn't this or wasn't that. So I think people are mostly looking at the fact that they know that how special Terrence is versus Danny Garcia, and you're gonna say, of course he'll beat Danny Garcia. Well, we don't know that. We have yet to see that. From what I understand, they 1-1 in the amateurs. Amateurs is not professional, but shit happens in the ring. I think Terrell, that'll just be another way of people trying to say that, Terrence ain't fought nobody, or Terrence fighting somebody washed up or leftovers. But Garcia been a lot of fighters leftovers, and everybody still fighting. Matter of fact, he was Keith Thurman's leftovers at 147. Everybody still fought Danny Garcia. So why should the talk change when it comes to Crawford fighting? I think that's still a good name on his resume that he needs. Everybody was complaining, saying, Terrence Crawford needs names on his resume. He hasn't fought anybody from the PBC. So if he decides to go and fight Danny Garcia, or he should fight Danny Garcia, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? As of right now, I don't like it because we only got 2 weeks away from the Spence and Ugas fight. Now, me personally, I would love to see Terrence Crawford not go into the ring with anybody else and wait on Errol Spence Jr. just to see if the truth, Errol Spence Jr. will be willing to fight him. I would love for Terrence not to go and fight anybody. How long? If Terrence going to sign up and fight somebody right now, that means the Spence fight probably ain't going to happen until later this year, December, past August or something like that. Because Crawford going to have with 2 months of training, with his April now, June, July. Yeah, by my birthday time, he'll be fighting Danny Garcia. Then we'll have to see if Spence going to try to go slide off to the left and try to fight somebody else. So, no, I don't want to see that at all. I want to see this undisputed matchup, whoever wins. And I think that Ugas, and I'm not choosing Ugas because I want to see Errol lose. I'm choosing Ugas because I think Ugas will come out on top. And I know that Ugas will go and be undisputed. We won't have I want to fight Canelo's, or I want to fight an MMA fighter. Ugas is going to go fight Crawford. Easy is a true bud sign a 2-fight deal with PBC. I haven't heard that being official. I'm sure they PBC would have came out and said that, but I doubt that. One of Terrence Crawford's best friends, the guy who sits in the gym and trains with him, motivates him. He has said they ain't going that route. They ain't going that Mayweather, that Aaron Henry route. Crawford gonna destroy Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia know Crawford gonna destroy him because Danny Garcia won't even fight Terrence Crawford. He's been running from Terrence for years. Terrence even had to go beat up on Victor Postal because Danny Garcia ran and didn't want to do it. Danny Garcia ran and didn't want to do it. I want to hear what y'all opinions. I want to hear y'all opinions on Ryan Garcia versus Tagoe. Matter of fact, let me look him up on a tab. Let me look him up on the tab. Let me show y'all. I bought me a tablet too. I got to start investing in my channel, right? I got to start investing in the channel, right? So let me go look at to-go highlights. To-go highlights. But let me see what y'all saying. Danny versus Bud at 154. No, sir. That don't even make sense. That's no reason for that to happen. I think Terrence needs to stay right there, just like Devin Haney stayed right there for him to be undisputed. There's no reason for Terrence to move up unless Spence get the belt or you just get the belt and then we don't want to fight him. Then I can see that happening, but nah. But this guy Tagoe, who Ryan Garcia will be facing, to me, I think that this fight will really truly show what time it is with Ryan Garcia. What level Ryan Garcia is at. This dude is a slick fighter. This dude is coming off losses. Emmanuel Tagoe, to me, will not be a pushover for Ryan Garcia. This is really to show me if Ryan Garcia could even step in the ring and breathe with Tank. I've criticized Tank in saying that Ryan Garcia could possibly knock him out. So this fight right here will really show me what's up with Ryan Garcia. That's true. I love Crawford. I'm just saying how it's going to look. Savannah Marshall will beat Clarissa Shields. I don't know what people talking about. I haven't checked out Savannah Marshall. I really don't pay attention to female boxing, but I will check that out to see about it. Errol gonna destroy Ugas. Ugas round 9 KO. Book it. We gonna see, baby. We gonna see. I ain't down there, Spence. Ryan gonna KO dude. Oh, we'll see now. This dude is a slick fighter. I'm finna look at the highlights and talk about the highlights. Easy, I noticed that Tagoe leaves his left side open, which he punches. That's probably why they picked him. But did they also notice that this dude can take away Ryan Garcia's left hook? This dude duck up on the shots. Like, I'm telling you, he's very good at ducking up on the shots to go. Now, I know they probably looking at him and they thinking, oh, he ain't fought the caliber of this, but his style is what I want to see. Now, I'm not down there Ryan Garcia can't beat Tagoe. What I'm saying is I want to see the style of Ryan fighting a fighter, a slick African, African fighter. How will he move? Will that chin be up in the air? Will he be able to dodge the punches? Will Ryan walk through Tagoe? Because if you can't beat Tagoe, you can't beat Tank. If you can't beat Tagoe, you can't beat Tank. That's the way I see it. If you can't beat Tagoe, you will not beat Tank. Tank, it's obvious. You can see that Tagoe, is he doesn't have that much power, but the man is slick. He's confident. He's not coming in there to lose. I think people need to be paying attention to this fight. You never know. It may be an upset. It may be an upset. You have to watch. Easy work. I know is Tagoe lead. Okay, you said that. Okay, because Ryan has a good left hook, but Tagoe ain't nothing to mess with either, though. That's what I'm saying. This man, he ain't 32 and Well, won by mistake. You know what I'm saying? This man took a loss and he been coming back out hard ever since. Like I said, he remind me of Tevin Farmer or Ugas. You know, they went through their trials and tribulations and now they got their mind right with boxing. So I think Tagoe is going to be a hell of an opponent. I'm watching his highlights right now. And his style is awkward. You know, that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? He's slick, defensively slick. He moves his head. And like I said, he can go up on the punches real good. So if they really choose him to lose, this might be an upset, y'all. 32-1 with 15 KOs. You know, now I can't say he a knockout artist, but 15 KOs, he done hurt somebody. Y'all know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm really focused on that fight, because I really want to see if what I've been thinking about Ryan Garcia possibly being able to beat Tank Davis. This is the fight to show me where his levels are to see if he can do that to Tank. Tank will destroy chinny Ryan Garcia. Ryan too flat-footed for Tank. Ryan is a show horse. I like that FOE. Ryan does show off a lot more than he's in the ring. This is Mr. Beat up on speed bags, punching bags, but we have yet to see him get in the ring and fight. Well, he fought Luke Campbell. I like that. I liked how he fought Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? He showed that he has heart. He showed that he's a soldier out there in the ring. He got up and he handled his business. So a lot of people criticize Ryan about that, but he did show us he has a chin and he has heart. You're right, Easy. I love your take on topic. Styles make fights. Yes, sir. Styles make fights. This dude may not be a big name. A lot of people may not know him, of course, you know, but this is the fight to show us, and this is a black fighter. You know, this is a black fighter. We ain't seen Ryan Garcia versus a black fighter. You know what I'm saying? We can't say really black. African and black is different to me, but he has our attributes, shall I say. And it'll be good to see what Ryan can do against a fighter like that. They can move and it's slick and, you know, awkward style. So that'll put me more into me believing that Ryan Garcia could beat Tank. But that's just my opinion. Everybody got the right to their own. You know, comment, let me know how you feel about it. But I believe Ryan just can beat Tank Davis. See, when it goes to this Romero, I tell y'all, with this Riley talk, Riley Romero, everybody loves this. Riley's a bomb. Riley's this, Riley's that. Down, I've never seen all of them spar Riley though. The only one who I seen was Ryan Garcia, and Riley busted his nose in the ring. If y'all saw that years ago, everybody say this man a bomb, but fight him. If he that easy, he a bomb. Get in the ring and beat him. That's my opinion of it. Oh yeah, now this the real deal fight that a lot of people should be talking about though. The Stevenson versus Valdez. Stevenson versus Valdez is gonna be a beautiful fight, y'all. That's a fight where you're gonna see the brutality of boxing, I believe. I believe you're gonna see Mayweather versus Arturo Gatti that night. This fight right here is the fight that will make Shakur Stevenson a superstar. This fight right here. And trust and believe, Shakur Stevenson is gonna go out there and put on a hell of a show to remind people that I'm the next upcoming star in boxing. And I take nothing away from Oscar Valdez. I love Oscar Valdez, hell of a fighter. That left hook is beautiful. He can box inside and out. But Shakur Stevenson is a different animal. This boy is a different breed. We've seen him before through the Mayweathers, Crawford, Sugar Ray Leonard's, many more. But I'm telling y'all, Shakur Stevenson is going to go out there and beat on Oscar Valdez like a pinata. The way he gonna walk, in my opinion, the way he gonna walk Valdez down is gonna fuck his whole game plan up. The only thing I'm really worried about Valdez landing on Shakur because we've never really seen. Well, I've seen his chin tested, but it was years ago in sparring. But we've never really seen his chin tested in the ring. And if Valdez can land that left hook, ain't no telling what could happen that night. So I'm not just saying that Valdez is gonna go out there and get beat down. And well, I'm saying that, but I can't really determine that because I'm not God and I'm not them. But what I feel from Shakur that Shakur is coming to dominate. And what I feel from Valdez is coming to shut up his naysayers. But I don't believe that Valdez really believes in himself in this fight. You know, I don't. But he took the fight. I will give him that. But I just don't believe. I'm sure he's training with everything he can, you know, to get at this dude. But y'all got to remember the back talk. You know, when they was going at each other, he's saying that Valdez was ducking. Valdez wasn't really saying that. You know, so to me, that seemed like he wasn't as confident as he's saying. MW, what's up? How everybody doing? Hey, the link is up, man. Y'all can come on the channel if you want to. The link is up. Please come on the channel if you can. Come on the channel. I'm calling it Valdez will lose due to TKO cuts. Y'all also got to remember, Valdez did lose to Rob Consequia. He lost to Rob Consequia, a fighter that stood in front of him and wasn't a southpaw. If I ain't mistaken, Rob Consequia was what, a orthodox fighter? And he was out there whooping Valdez. So before the Valdez fans, which I love y'all, and before you get out here and say that, oh, Valdez, he was getting whooped by Rob Consequia. If Rob Consequia wouldn't have got off, would have stayed on Oscar Valdez, he would have won that fight. But due to championship rules, which I tell y'all all the time, championship rules, of course, Valdez is going to leave with them titles. He didn't knock him down. He didn't embarrass him or beat him up. So, yes, he's on championship rules, baby. Y'all don't hear that on these other channels. But you have to remember. You have to remember that he was out there getting whooped by Rob Consequia. And I don't think Rob Consequia is on Shakur Stevenson's level. Yeah, Valdez, in my opinion, going to lose that fight, man. Skill-wise, Shakur is the next Floyd. Yes, he is. I keep telling people that, but, you know, people won't disagree. You know, you talking about when he sparred Devin Haney. Yes, when he got caught with that, I think, a right or left hook by Devin Haney. You could see he was clear. That was a great shot by Devin Haney. It did nothing to Shakur. Nothing. And that was when he was a teenager. Valdez is going to get mopped out there with yellow bucket, with dirt juice. It's really crazy. Shakur gonna destroy Valdez. Facts. Shakur defense is amazing. I just like how he's staying there. He don't move. He don't step. You know, with the black fighter talk. You know, they say they love to move. They run this, that, and the other shit. I love how he just staying there. That's one thing you cannot say about Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no footwork for real. We ain't even really seen Shakur Stevenson have to use footwork. That's just how good he is. Or is it that he lacks it? Now that's something we gotta wonder. Does he lack footwork, or is it that he's just that good that he don't have to use it? Y'all come on the channel, go on StreamYard, man. I'm waiting on y'all to come on the channel. DD3 says Shakur got by split because fighters who stay on their feet tend not to have the best stamina. Or the fighters who stay on their feet, man, who just stand there 10 toes down. Yeah, that mean they don't want to wait, but it's also smart too, because why waste excessive energy for no reason? Like you see a lot of fighters who just move around for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how he preserves his energy for the later rounds. I don't know. But we have yet to see him really use his footwork. So we need to wonder if he does really have footwork. I heard somebody talking about that one time before. Yeah, Consequia was two-piecing his ass all night. He won't just like Castano beat Cacciolo. Nah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Either you contradict yourself almost each stream. There's a video of you saying you thought Oscar won, but now you thought Robson won. He won through championship rules. But the reason I say I felt that Oscar won is due to championship rules. Now, you can't give a fight to Rob Consekiao from real if Rob Consekiao and took off 3-4 rounds when he was ahead. These are the championship rules. You have to destroy, knock down a champion multiple times to take that title. Rob didn't do that. Now, even though he looked good beating up Oscar Valdez, he didn't complete his mission. Now, he beat him up good. You just look at Oscar Valdez's face, but on the championship rules, which you have to beat the champion, knock him out or knock him down multiple times to take his belt, Rob Consekiao didn't do that. But from viewership, from our eyes, yes, Valdez lost that fight. But on the championship rules, no, he did not lose that fight. Charlo, when he fought Tony Harrison, from our eyes, from boxing viewers' eyes, yes, he lost. From championship rules, no, he did not. See, that's a lot of stuff. I'm telling y'all, a lot of channels don't talk about championship rules. This something old. This something I used to hear when I was young. That's where I got it from. I didn't create championship rules. I didn't create that. If Valdez wins, I'm trimming everybody. I mean, hey, if he do win, shout out to Valdez. It's no hate towards Valdez. It's not being biased. I'm looking at straight skill set. I'm looking at straight skill set and the way a fighter comes. And Shakur Stevenson comes, bro. He comes. Look what he did to Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring wasn't no pushover. Jamel Herring was not a pushover. This was a champion. This boy went in there and beat the hell out of Jamel Herring. He beat the hell out. I put it to you like this. Well, I can't say that because styles make fights. Because I finna say something stupid. I finna say, I bet you Valdez couldn't do what Shakur did. That sounds ludicrous, you know. Because we don't know how that fight. He probably would have knocked out. He probably would have KO'd Herring. So that would have been crazy for me to say. For Oscar Valdez to win, he has to find an unknown weakness of Shakur. I think the only weakness I can see him possibly trying to do is like we were just talking about, footwork, trying to push him back. Don't allow Shakur Stevenson to come forward and walk you down with that skill set he got. See if he can fight going backwards. But it's hard to beat that boy. He got defense. Shakur the truth, man. Shakur is the truth. Yes, he beat the brakes off Herring. Let me see. So people think Maidana beat Floyd because he wasn't dropped and it was a close fight. I don't know where people get that from. You know, landing shots. You have to land shots. Just throwing punches don't win fights. True enough, Maidana made it look real good with the fight. Yes, he entertained us. But was he landing? Now, he could have won the rounds because he was coming forward and creating a fight. Okay, give him that. But at the end of the day, he didn't get no knockdowns. He didn't embarrass Floyd. He didn't make Floyd bleed and knock Floyd down a couple of times. Nothing like that. Championship rules, baby. I know people dislike it. We don't care to hear it. But that's been in boxing since before I knew about it. I'm just having Mauricio Sulaiman then making excuses and try to cover for Valdez. Oh, he's going to make as many excuses as he can. Especially, we need to be worried about is they going to let him come in at a certain rate with them steroids. But even steroids ain't going to help him. Only Castillo was a rivalry. Devin Haney versus George Kambosos. Who you got? I'm going with Kambosos. I'm riding with George Kambosos all the way, baby. I've seen Devin get hurt. I've seen Devin make mistakes. I think that George Kambosos and his style, and from what I told y'all, how I feel Devin Haney can be beat. I feel that George Kambosos is the fighter to do that. I think Devin Haney, I see the cockiness. I understand the cockiness. I love it. But this guy's not a pushover. Kambosos is not a pushover. He just proved that to us. We all say he will lose to Teofimo Lopez, and look what happened. This man has a great team behind him, and with a great team, you can take over the world. And the way they broke down that fight between and studied Teofimo Lopez, they're going to do the same thing for Devin Haney. So y'all need to be prepared. Just in there dogging Kambosos, I think he's going to lose. Now, I agree he may have been ducking a little. He didn't want to fight Devin Haney. But, hey, when the fight is there, the fight is there. All that goes out the window, in my opinion. But McDonald was the champion. Floyd had to knock him down. I wasn't thinking straight, come on. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. But you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna say this. Well, whether Floyd had the belt or not, y'all know Las Vegas, Floyd Mayweather didn't knock down Floyd Mayweather, didn't beat up Floyd Mayweather, punches one landing, put on a great show for us, but that was Floyd Mayweather fight. Champion. Come on, Floyd was the man at the time. But to say McDonald won, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. We can't do that. Oh yeah, he knocked Floyd's teeth out his mouth. Her son, he knocked Floyd's teeth out his mouth. Marcos McDonald is the only fighter in boxing to ever catch Floyd Mayweather's pull counter. And he caught Floyd Mayweather pull counter and knocked his teeth out his mouth. He was the only fighter to ever do that. Jason said he got Devin. I can ride with you on that. Devin is a special fighter. I'm not counting Devin out. I just believe that Kambosos does have everything to beat Devin Haney. But he has to be smart. Come on now. That doesn't apply for Floyd. McDonald might have carried a belt, but Floyd is the face of boxing. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. Thank you for that, Kingsley. Also, thank you, Hassan, for that comment. Teofimo Lopez didn't fight Kambosos like he usually fights. He was trying to land for one KO punch. That's Teofimo Lopez's fault. That's not ours. He should have prepared better. He should have fought differently. He was going out there looking for a knockout, and then he gave us excuses that he was ill and had pneumonia and problems outside his life like everybody else does. So, in my opinion, he just got his ass whooped. In my opinion. You had pneumonia and all. You said nothing about this before the fight, but all of a sudden you lose. Now you got pneumonia in the chest and you got bronchitis and you was in a car wreck. Nobody want to hear all that. You had the opportunity to tell the public this. But to the people watching, what do y'all think gonna happen against the Riley Romero and Tank fight? And do y'all think Tank will stay with Floyd Mayweather? I really don't think Tank will stay with Floyd Mayweather. I'm sure Floyd somewhere passing out Bugattis. He probably gave Tank $2 million in a duffel bag. Come on, man, sign back. Right now they're giving Tank all the gifts in the world to stay with Mayweather promotion. Floyd pulling up, I got a Bugatti for you. Want me to go buy you a chain, another house? See, Tank need to peak game. Tank is a superstar right now. Tank can go anywhere you want to go and become a superstar. The Zone, Top Rank, Blue the Bella, anywhere, Golden Boy. He has star power. He can make them pay for him. He doesn't have to stay with Mayweather promotion. Now, some people will say due to loyalty. Well, Floyd did put him in this place and Floyd did set him up. But that's business. Loyalty has nothing to do with business. It's on that person to choose loyalty over business. But when business will help me more than loyalty, I have to go with business. If somebody's paying me more and willing to give me more, and you want me to stay with you due to loyalty, well, if you want me to be loyal to you, pay me what they offering me. If they feel like I'm such a better, if they feel like I'm worth what they're willing to give, and you want me to stay under you and not get what they're willing, then you should give me what they're willing to give me. So no, he shouldn't stay with Floyd Mayweather. I'll put up an insane number. No, that don't debunk my point of saying Campos is studying him. Like you saying yourself, all that is his fault. They did their part. They studied him and they went out there and beat him. That's Teofimo Lopez's fault, not Campos' team or nobody else. They studied him good and they went out there and defeated him like they were supposed to. After he had a minor injury. His injury was his pride. That was all hurt on Teofimo Lopez, his pride. Why he didn't say that in the fight interview instead of crying? He could have said, well, I was injured. He didn't say nothing like that. I won the fight. Teofimo Lopez just clearly lost that fight, y'all. And all that you had pneumonia in the chest and all that. Come on, man. Yeah, he can deal with Al Haymon straight up, yeah. You know, that's how Canelo do it. Canelo jumping in out of everywhere. He with the zone, golden boy, whoever got the bag, Canelo everywhere. Let's talk about Canelo Alvarez. What y'all feel about the Bivol fight? That's what I'm supposed to put on here as well. Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol. I think Bivol stands a good chance of beating Canelo Alvarez. Two things that can happen in the Tank versus Riley fight. I see Riley working Tank up, but I also see Tank beat Riley and frustrate him as well with an attack and offset Riley. That's if Riley going there trying to play, in my opinion. That's if Riley going there trying to play. Riley has the ability to beat the hell out of Tank Davis. Damone, what's up with you, bro? Thank you for coming on the channel.
What's going on, Easy?
How you doing?
Hey, man, I woke up today. I'm doing real good. Real good.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, just checking in, man. You know, I'm a big supporter of the show, man. You know what I mean?
I truly appreciate you, brother. You see all the fights that we talking about, man. Which one you want to go in? We talking about Canelo, Bill, Shakur, Ugas versus Spence, whichever one you would like to talk about, bro. That's what we're going.
Well, you know the hot topic, Spence Ugas, man.
Okay. What you feel about it? What's going
on? I think Spence looked good, man. He looked like he in shape finally, you know, like real shape. Ugas looked good in his open workout. Spence, I don't know. I'm hearing some things about like the drug testing. Are these dudes being drug tested with the Vada and all of that?
Oh, drug testing?
I don't think they're being tested.
About drug testing for this fight.
I'm a favorite Spence slightly, but I think it's a 55-45 fight, man. It's pretty even. You know, if you say 50-50, I think I could see Ugas winning the fight. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a one-sided fight at all.
Yeah.
I think Ugas, he does well against these southpaws. You know those Cuban fighters. That's pretty much all he was really training against, man, back in Cuba, man. So I don't think that's going to bother him. I think the key to the fight for me, who has the faster hand speed? I don't know if it's Ugas or Spence. Most people say Spence, but I don't know.
We got Camo up here saying they didn't do any Vada testing for the fight. And I don't like that. But also, since we're going to talk about the fact that there was no Vada testing, everybody keeps saying how big Errol Spence is looking, right?
Man, he looked like a bodybuilder, man.
I'm just saying now. Am I wrong for saying that? I'm just saying that, y'all. I just talked about this yesterday on the video. Errol Spence looks so great. All his muscles is back. Oh, my God. But then ain't no Vada testing.
He kind of reminded me of when Marquez fought Pacquiao that fourth time, when he knocked Pacquiao out. His whole body looked different.
Okay,
how muscular Marquez looked against Pacquiao that last fight?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying he was on because, you know, Pacquiao didn't want testing. So, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I'm just saying his body looked different. Like, you seen Spence before that Pacquiao fight last year in August? Man, that dude looked frail as I don't know what.
I give Marquez much respect and credit. because I know for a fact Manny Pacquiao cheated every time they fought. And that man got smart and he said, you know what? I'm finna cheat too. And he got in there and he knocked Manny Pacquiao ass out. That's what happened.
Yeah,
That man caught on that they was cheating.
Yeah, did you see? Remember, it was a Jamel Charlo interview that opened my eyes a little bit when he was talking about how he was in Nevada testing, but he said he hadn't been tested. He was talking about him. He said, "Man, they hadn't came and tested him in that Castano fight, and he was wondering why he wasn't being tested."
Yeah, I heard Jamal Charlo crying about this situation, basically saying, he wasn't tested and this, that, and all. But Jamal, okay, you want to bring about test? What happened that last fight? The world believes that you lost that last fight. Talk to us about that.
I agree, but I think he lost too. I thought he lost 7-5. 7 rounds of 5. But I just think the fact that he even highlighted that we supposed to be testing people and it ain't no testing on my end either. I mean, that's just are we testing for PEDs in the sport or not? You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Now, I like this comment. Camo, he came back with some fire. He said, Thunderdome says Spence juicing because he got veins on his abs. And he's known to be a heavy drinker. Now, I can't really say that veins in his abs mean that he's using steroids, but we can talk about the fact that he is a heavy drinker. I think the public knows that. People tend to forget that when you want to talk about how big and how good he looks. This is a fighter that abuses his body. We're not here to judge. He lived his life the way he lived it, but this is the sport of boxing. So,
and he had about 6 months to train for this fight too. So he had a long time to get ready for this fight.
Exactly. Nobody is talking about the fact that he was that Walter just did. I didn't even see it. I just clicked on him. But nobody's talking about the fact that he was already prepared to fight Manny Pacquiao. So it wasn't like he wasn't in shape. I mean, he possibly knew that he had a fight coming up and just stayed in shape. So, people get mad when I say that, but I mean, him being in good shape is what he's supposed to be in.
That's his job, to take care of his body. So, like you said, I'm not going to accuse him of using PEDs because he hasn't. There hasn't been any suspicion of him. Well, real evidence of him using. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt until otherwise. You know what I mean? He ain't drinking none of that tea, or none of that bad beef. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that. I just wanted to touch on that, man. Like Shakur, I think Shakur gonna stop Valdez, in my opinion. I think that the pedigree of Shakur, I think Shakur could be the best pound for pound fighter in the world at some point.
I got a question, just to keep it on the common denominator. But in that fight between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, do you see anything that Oscar Valdez can do to neutralize anything that Shakur Stevenson tries to do in that ring to make him win rounds? Me personally, I don't see anything. I think that either way it goes, Oscar Valdez gets ate up.
I'm gonna tell you what the fight gonna resemble to me. This is my opinion. I think it's gonna resemble that Floyd Mayweather, what's the Diego Corrales fight.
Ooh.
That's the fight it's gonna resemble. I think, he can punch some, Valdez can punch a little bit, knockout artist, you know what I mean? Shakur's the boxer, defensive fighter with the skills. And I think he gonna come in there with a little grudge against Valdez because he's been chasing him from weight class to weight class. And I think he's gonna punch. I think he's gonna stop him. It's gonna remind me of that fight. Diego, you mark my words. Diego Corrales, Floyd Mayweather 2. That's what this fight gonna remind me of. He gonna outclass him.
I can believe it.
Both undefeated fighters. Floyd and Diego Corrales was both undefeated fighters. Diego Corrales was known for stopping guys. Floyd was, you know what I mean? People forget Floyd wasn't the favorite in that fight.
Oh no, he wasn't. But if they knew, they should have. Diego Corrales was going to prison right after that fight.
He was like the boogeyman because he had all that knockout power. He was stopping guys, one punch knockout power. He was getting guys up out of there, and a lot of people don't know that Floyd wasn't favored in every fight he ever fought.
Oh no,
he wasn't favored in that Oscar De La Hoya fight.
Oh hell no! And he really, it was some money spent in that fight with judging. Because to be honest with you, like I talk about the championship rules, Oscar really could have kept his belt if they wanted to cheat, but they went strictly off scorecards. That's what I love about that fight. You see what I'm saying?
Well, hell, they didn't cheated Floyd in that Canelo fight. He got cheated because I didn't see Canelo winning 2 rounds at all. One
Man,
judge had it
Canelo,
as a draw, so I don't know what,
that's
I
I, bro. I think that's the most embarrassing fight. If you want to look at skills and how to make another fighter look bad, that's the most embarrassing fight ever recorded in boxing.
And to between you and me, just truth be told, I thought that was Floyd's greatest fight because he didn't want to fight. He wasn't looking to fight Canelo, but they had to get their guy, this knockout young artist, undefeated fighter. They thought he was bigger, stronger, and Floyd, you know what I mean? That Floyd, they thought he would get to Floyd and beat Floyd. A lot of
Yeah,
people thought pick Canelo. Man, that
I
fight was
tell
so
people all the
one-sided. That might
time,
have been Floyd's easiest fight, man. I don't think he lied when he said that.
if Canelo would have just waited on his turn on the throne, he'd still be undefeated today.
I'm gonna tell you something. I think
He tried to
styles make
rush.
fights. He wouldn't have beat Floyd if they fought a year later because he lost to Lara too. Let's keep it honest. He lost to Lara, man.
What I'm saying is, if Canelo would have never listened to Oscar De La Hoya and pursued that fight at that time, if he would have just never fought Floyd and waited for him to retire, he still have a 0.
But you know what? He needed that fight because that fight with Floyd took him to another level in terms of recognition and just status. Floyd actually passed the torch to Canelo.
Yes, and I be honest with you, I did not like that. When he was on stage that night and he told the public, he was like, Canelo's gonna be next. I was like, damn, you ain't even never said that for a black fighter. But if the truth is the truth, you know what I'm saying? He know who's gonna be the next guy. So
he passed the torch to Canelo, man. He could have gave Keith that shot. You know what I mean? He could have.
Oh, Jashawn said he see more of a Mayweather Valdez. And which fight you talking about, son? Shakur will control Oscar with a jab. Yes, he will. And that's evident right there. Shakur gonna control him with everything. Shakur is let me put people on this. Shakur is really like another Devin Haney, but more dangerous. Devin Haney, you can't stand in front of Devin Haney, you're gonna lose too. But
I think Devin is a little better offensively than I think he'll give him a touch better offensively than Shakur. Shakur is way better defensively. I think he's the best defensive fighter in boxing.
Shakur has a mean streak that I think we ain't seen yet. That's what we make him great. I gotta welcome Deshaun Brown to the channel. How you doing, Deshaun?
It's good. He's what I was saying about the Mayweather Valdemir, I think it's the Shakur Valdez fight is gonna resemble that because the reason I don't say Corrales Floyd is because I don't think Shakur got that type of power that Floyd had at 130 and 135. So I think it's gonna resemble more of a Valdemir because that was a fight that he won every round, but it was just a boring. He just completely outboxed Valdemir. I mean, he rarely engaged. It's probably one of his most least impressive performances, the Valdemir fight. I mean, it was just
because then Valdemir beat Zab Judah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he fought Valdemir after he fought Zab.
Yep.
But that was just a boring fight. It was horrible, but he just won every round.
I think it may look like what you just said, but due to the criticism of Shakur Stevenson already from that fight when he fought that African kid or whatever, he didn't go out there and perform well. That's why in my mind, I just think he's gonna go out there and try to brutalize Oscar Valdez.
Let me ask you this though, Easy. Let me ask you this, Easy. Why is it when a guy like Lomachenko go out there and be defensive and knocked the guy down, I think twice in that fight. He's known as like a defensive, the Matrix. But when Shakur go out there and basically shut a guy out and knock him down and all of that, dominating, it wasn't a good fight. Why wasn't it a good fight? That guy had a lot of power. That African dude had a lot of power. He respected it. He must have hit Shakur with something that he like, man, I can't get caught with that. So why is it Lomachenko considered a defensive genius, but the black fighter always going to be considered boring?
That's the racial side of boxing. Unfortunately, they're gonna do that. Of course, it's been in the papers and newspapers for years. The cowardly black fighter, the yellow black fighter, because you ain't the night you don't go out there and want to get knocked out when you could just beat somebody. Oh, you boring and you ain't this and that. But like you said, when Vasil Lomachenko go out there and do it, it's a masterpiece.
And I do think it'd be a masterpiece with Lomachenko too. I think he's a hell of a fighter. I don't knock him for that, but I'm just saying this: the narrative is what gets me.
I'd be lying if I didn't say it did. It isn't a difference in how Lomachenko fights and how Lomachenko does with his opponents. Lomachenko really goes out there and show you like 9 times 10, this dude clearly don't supposed to be in here with me. Even in his losses, even against Teofimo in later rounds, he made it look like Teofimo was a damn rookie when it comes to boxing in them later rounds. So it's a different way of looking at it, but it is biasness when they talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If Lomachenko don't knock nobody out, then he was beautiful. Devin Haney or any other black fighter don't knock anybody out. He didn't live up to the standards that we thought he should give us.
Like, could you imagine if Terrence Crawford was like a Mexican fighter or a Latino fighter? How hyped up he would be?
No, if he was white.
Oh man, he'd be the biggest thing in boxing. You can't say he's a boring fighter.
If he was white.
Oh man, he'd be bigger than Canelo. Hell.
Well, why y'all think Canelo is the closest thing to white? And from what I understand, Canelo ain't even a real Mexican. Well, if his daddy is, he is. But I think Canelo probably mixed with some white or something.
And I don't knock Canelo. His fights be exciting. He do have some exciting fights. It's gonna be some action in there. So I don't knock him as a fighter. He can fight. I mean, we can't knock that part of him. We all see that he can fight.
What do you think about him versus Bilbo though?
I think this could be a fight he could lose if it's all things are equal and even. I think he could lose that fight because Bilbo bigger. He can box. He got a jab. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but I don't think this fight is gonna be as easy as people think it's gonna be. He ain't gonna be like
Plant.
What's the old boy he just beat up on Plant? He's not gonna be like Plant. He got a little more sting than Plant.
Oh, he better than Plant. I got
stay away from Beterbiev or Beterbiev, or however you say his name. That Russian tank. That's the one he I don't know about that. Leave that guy alone.
Oh yeah, he gonna stay cool. He ain't gonna run up on that boy.
Because he can't knock that boy out. He knocking him out at all.
But it's just that style that boy got. He ain't gonna stop.
No, you ain't knocking that Russian out. He can be beat. Beterbiev. You ain't knocking him out. Absolutely not.
Beterbiev?
Yeah, you ain't knocking him out.
You said he can be beat?
He can be beat. Anybody.
Beterbiev?
Yeah, anybody can be beat.
Yeah, anybody.
You said Bivol or Beterbiev?
Canelo gonna have to move up to fight.
Beterbiev.
He's a bigger fighter too.
I think.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm saying I think it's a guy right now. I think that can beat any of them guys at 175 and Canelo, but he only got like 5 or 6 fights.
I know you're talking about
David Morrell Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he the truth.
He need a little more experience though.
Yeah, that's it.
David Morrell Jr. I like it.
What y'all think about Haney and Kambosos?
Man, I'm going with Kambosos.
No, I'm gonna take Dev, man. I respect what Dev doing. I think Dev know he gonna probably have to really try to get this guy up out of there. You ain't gonna get no close decision now. You already know you're already 2 rounds down before he step in the ring. And I think Kambosos can fight though. I ain't sleep on him. He can fight, man. He got some fast hands. He not no fluke.
He ain't no fluke.
Long shot.
I'm telling y'all, that boy ain't no fluke. They talking a lot of shit, but they said the same shit about Teofimo. And honestly, which being strong has nothing to do with boxing, but I would say Teofimo was a stronger fighter than Devin Haney, in my opinion.
But Teofimo ducked Devin, and we all know he did. He ducked him.
Yeah, he did.
I wish all these young guys had the mindset of a Devin Haney and a Shakur Stevenson. Like Tank don't want to be great to me. I just don't see. I love his skills. I think he got all. You know what? I'm sick of him fighting the guys he fighting, man. He needs to step up his competition, man. Step it up.
We finna see what's up with Tank versus Riley.
But who was Riley though? I mean, who did
Riley
Riley beat,
got,
man?
yeah, we know Riley ain't really got skills. Riley's in that, but if you watch Riley sparring, like I said, in my opinion, if Riley don't go out there with that, I want to prove to the world I can box shit, and he fight Tank like he doing sparring, he gonna knock Tank ass.
I don't want him to go out like Blair the Flair, man. Don't go out like Blair the Flair, man. Jesus.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
No, I'm saying I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. I feel like the first half of the fight gonna be good, but I just feel like I say round 7, I just see Rolly going to sleep.
Rolly can punch though. He can.
I mean, he can punch. I mean, the thing is though, he got to be able to land them shots. I just don't see him landing them shots. It's just real wild.
Out of all these young guys, out of the talented young guys, the guy that I see losing possibly first is Devin Haney. Not Devin Haney, I'm sorry. It's Tank. Because, Tank, he don't be as disciplined either, man. Tank.
I don't think Tank.
With him, man.
I don't think Tank. He's not as polished as a boxer as Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. So
he be blowing up in weight.
See that.
You know what I mean? He got this case over him. He got a lot going on, man. This promotional thing. And a lot of that stuff is what get those fighters beat. Not necessarily in the ring. It just be a combination of everything. Girl problems and, you know what I mean? He going through all kind of stuff. I'm sure that stuff got away on him. You know what I mean?
I'm checking out this David Morrell. Yeah, he fought Alante Fox, a guy who Demetrius Andrade beat a couple of years ago. Yeah. And he's destroying him.
No, he can fight. That Morrell's his name. He can fight, man.
Morrell, a problem. He'll go down as I feel like he gonna go down as the greatest Cuban boxer ever.
Oh, he's Cuban.
Well, I would say if Ugas win this fight, Ugas would be the greatest Cuban fighter. If he beat Errol Spence.
I don't know. I'm at who else out there?
Pacquiao, Errol Spence back to back. You have to give it to him. 3-belt champion. He'd be the first Cuban fighter to do that. You have to give it to him.
I just don't think he better than Rigondeaux. Ugas.
His resume says so.
Who that? Spence?
Ugas. Resume better than Rigondeaux's.
Ugas is better than Rigondeaux's resume?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think he a better fighter though. I'm just
his competition level was high. He's fought better fighters too overall.
But he didn't win though. I mean, he lost all his biggest fights.
Oh man, he got robbed against Puerto Rico.
We know he won, but that's not how the record. That's how not the
he
record.
Beat Pacquiao. Like he got the best win at welterweight.
He beat Pacquiao that was retired.
That's the best win.
It was off a 2-year layoff. That was 40 years
that ain't his fault, man. When you step in the ring, ain't no excuses. In my opinion, when you ring,
I don't think that win is. I don't think that's impressive.
Why? Because if Errol would have did it, it would have been. Everybody would have loved it. Everybody would have said Errol.
I wouldn't have loved
it. Parent.
I'd say that in my opinion, he beat Manny Pacquiao. True enough, it was an older Manny Pacquiao, but he did beat Manny Pacquiao. And the reason I got to give him credit is because Manny had just beat Keith Thurman, and that's my favorite fighter. So even though he was old, you have to give him his credit that he did beat Manny Pacquiao.
The reason I say it's kind of hard, bro. Like he coming off a 2-year layoff, so that's and the age is like, man.
I think you 100% right, but
that layoff. If he would have beat
the ring, ain't no excuse. I want to hear you old or you was injured. If the doctors clear you,
ain't even that. It ain't even him being old. I'm talking about the layoff. Like if he would have beat Pacquiao like right after the Thurman fight, then yeah. But it's like this dude coming off a layoff, 2-year layoff.
Think about this. Errol only had 3 fights in the last 4 years.
But he years. He in his prime right now. Pacquiao was like 43 years old. I mean, so this is different.
Yeah, but like you can't. I think in that conversation, there's no way to win it. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody's right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the way you saying it, Deshaun, and the way we come in, and we can look at it from both ways, and you know what I'm saying.
The thing I ain't even tripping off the age. I'm just tripping off the amount of time he had off between that fight.
No, I agree with you. Inactivity is the worst enemy to a fighter. Is inactivity,
especially for a guy that's past his prime. That's still good, but past his prime.
Somebody had to take him out of his misery, man. Somebody had to get him out of there. It was going to be Crawford, Spence, or Ugas. Ugas got the shot.
I was hoping it was Crawford, but
it would have been brutal. It would have been brutal. He'd stop me.
what do you see that Ugas can do to Errol to actually hurt him or beat Errol in his fight?
Me body work. I think Ugas is strong enough to get his respect in there. He's a great counterpuncher too. So
He has great time.
Great timing, and I think he can box. Like he really can box. His IQ, he got a high IQ. He got good pedigree, Olympian, and he's been in there with a lot of guys. Man, it's not like he ain't fought higher upper echelon guys before. So I don't think he's gonna be overwhelmed by the moment. I think he's coming to win, and that's half the battle, coming to actually win the fight.
True. I hope that's what happens. That's what I hope seeing. But one thing we do know about Errol Spence is hard to hit Errol Spence. Their defense is tight. In my opinion, you have to catch Errol Spence when he opening up, giving the offense. Other than that, he stepped back fast. The way he moves his head in certain ways to be a southpaw is very hard to hit him.
Well, Sean hit him pretty easily that night. It seemed like it. Yeah, I'm just saying.
That was because Sean is a different fighter than Ugas. Sean is
he was turning them, right?
Yeah, Sean created openness. Ugas is not like Sean. Ugas would sit there and sometimes he'd be hesitant to even throw a punch. I think that Ugas in this fight should start out early with body attack, and then he goes into his aggressive style in the later rounds against Spence. He shouldn't focus on trying to get, the crowd involved with face shots. Focus on his body, and then you become the Ugas that you always are. That's the way I see him being.
And then Ugas don't really back up a lot. Spence don't back up, so it's gonna make for fireworks. And I think Ugas got a hell of a corner too.
I will say this: the moment that we see Ugas allowing Errol Spence to control the fight, Ugas is lost. That's the way to beat Errol Spence. You cannot let him control you with that distance and that jab. Once he gets you with that, you have lost against Errol Spence. You have to move off angles. You have to be able to move in and out on Errol.
I think this, you're right. I think this is as close to a 50-50 fight that Errol has probably ever had as far as the size of a guy. This guy is a pretty big welterweight. You know what I mean? Ugas is a pretty big guy. He ain't got an eye. He coming off no eye injury. You know what I mean?
Errol will set you up all night by strictly keeping you behind his jab. If you allow that, he's going to beat you.
Well, okay, you say that, but is he going to be able to be hit with that looping right, with that counter? When he throw that jab, Ugas going to have to make him pay with that right, with that looping right. You know what I mean?
But if Errol spaces himself out with that jab, Ugas going to have to come in.
Yeah, true. And another thing, Ugas got a good work rate.
Not really.
He got a good work rate. I ain't say it was great. It's good.
Yeah, not in the early rounds of the fight. Ugas will sit there and he'll go back after we get up. Watch Ugas. Ugas will sit there and he really wants to counter. He reacts off the fighter. He shouldn't do that in this fight because he's gonna lose the Errol. All that sitting back and trying to counter and hurt, you're gonna have to attack. Now focus on trying to play with it. He's very hesitant when he's right in front of people in the early rounds. He cannot do that.
Yeah, Ugas already 3 rounds down in Dallas, so that's what it is, man.
Ugas gonna have to punch. He gonna have to punch a lot over the guard. He can't really, because Spence don't give you a lot like down the pipe enough. So you really gonna have to loop around Spence guard, because like you said earlier, Spence got a tight guard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be difficult for Ugas.
But Ugas a good body puncher though, so maybe he can, you know what I mean? Maybe if he go to that body and make, you know what I mean? I feel like high guard, some, you know what I mean?
That should be his focus in his fight. Don't worry about the highlight punches. Beat his body up and then become the aggressive Ugas in the later round.
I think the fight going the distance. But I don't think he's gonna knock out Ugas. I think
Ugas gonna get dropped at least once.
One thing I have knows about Ugas is that his hesitation could be how he stays so strong throughout a fight, because Ugas does not waste energy.
He patient. He patient.
He does not waste energy. I've never seen him tired. Ugas, this is gonna be a good fight.
And Ugas, he always in shape. You know what I mean? He lives a boxer's lifestyle, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I think all that matters. Like, Spence is an old 32 in terms of his body, man. His body done been through a lot of trauma over the last couple of years, man. We got to take that in consideration, man. That's a lot You know what I mean? That's a lot, man. That if he had the eye injury, I question the eye injury, but the car crash is the car crash, man. And most people I know that have been in an accident, not even that bad, they body hurt, man.
Man, I don't believe nothing come out of Errol Spence Jr. mouth. I don't know all that goddamn shit. Man,
I seen that car accident again. I watched it, man. I'm surprised that dude even alive.
Did you see a body fly out the car?
I seen it. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. I seen his sneaker was left on the ground. He was beat up.
You thought?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. I love you, bro. I'm just saying.
I hope if he get past Ugas, man, I hope this dude make the fight with Terrence Crawford. That's all.
Lord.
He don't want to say Bud name for nothing, do he? He just don't want to say that, man.
I hope he don't fight Keith Thurman. Pull shit. Fucking fight Quali or somebody. Whatever.
I'm hearing Bud might fight Danny in July or June, but I don't know how true that is.
Danny,
I heard that too.
He'll stop Danny though.
Danny who?
I don't know.
Garcia.
I think he'll beat Danny up. Stop. That's hard. That's hard to do.
He'll take so much punishment. They'll stop that fight.
He already beat Danny. Danny ain't have no belt. He ain't have no reason to fight Danny.
Well, you know that's part of the deal. You know PBC wants. He got a 2-fight deal. If he take that, if that's true, 2-fight deal, and it'll be that fight and then the Spence fight in November.
He went from Thurman to Danny in a matter of a couple days.
Man, Thurman don't want to fight nobody.
I
like Thurman, man. I like him. Remember you said 8 months to Bud? I need 8 months. Well, it's time. Keith, step up.
Hold up. If he fights Danny Garcia,
that's
no one should even mention Errol Spence's name as no goddamn. Brad, come on, man.
Because you gotta realize too, he need a fight. Is he supposed to wait because they already said Errol ain't fighting again until like November.
Okay, find somebody else to fight. But Danny Garcia, a fighter you already beat. When you
I rather see Thurman.
He fought Danny Garcia. He didn't even have Danny Garcia didn't even have a title. You clearly beat Danny Garcia. What we need to see a rematch?
No.
Oh,
I mean, not Danny and Bud. Not
Danny and Bud. Oh,
yeah. Danny and Bud. You know, you can't make Keith get in the ring. He said 8 months. We ain't heard from Keith since he fought Barrios, man.
That's gonna be lopsided. If they make that fight, I just don't see.
Danny Garcia don't stand a chance. Styles of it. That's a good fight with him and Keith, man. I'm talking
about Garcia, Danny Garcia.
Yeah, you right, man. You right.
That's lopsided. I really see Thurman. He got more in the tank. He's just a better fighter than
Danny. Ain't fought since Errol, man. I don't know what Danny doing, man.
I mean, remember the interview? He said they asked him about Crawford. He was like, not next. He started talking about Kell Brook and shit. So
why can't Bud get nobody in the ring, man?
Because he's too good.
He good. I mean, they scared. They scared of taking the L.
People got to think about this, though, man. Just visualize this. This is a dude who moved up into a weight class and has stopped everybody he's fought since he's been
there. Yep.
He stopped everybody since he moved to 147.
Truth be told, I think he stops Errol, man. I do.
Man, he gonna stop Errol.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
He gonna stop it. Why you think it ain't happened yet? He ain't. Man, come on, man. Y'all.
Errol don't want to fight, man.
What about that Charlo?
Which one, Charlo? Who?
Jermel. What y'all think about that fight?
He don't want to fight Bud either. He won't even say. He said everything but I'll fight Bud. He said everything but let's fight.
Under your situations at 147, ducking. That's all he's ducking. No,
I believe if Bud moved up, he'd drop the belt, man. He won't fight him. You watch what I tell you, man. He don't. Jamel don't want to fight him either. Maybe I do like Jamel though. He do got a little more pride than Jamel.
He got more threats than Terrence. He got Erickson Lubin coming behind Tim.
He knocked him out already, didn't he?
It don't matter. Yeah, go look up Erickson Lubin.
I don't think he'll fight Lubin again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't fight him, man. He knocked him out cold, man.
Man, one round don't mean nothing. You have to watch Erickson Lubin. He
Costas. I mean, Tim
Tszyu.
He didn't look that good to me either, man.
Watch what I say to y'all. Come on, man. We're talking about Jamel. Jamel Charlo really lost. He lost to Brian Castano, man.
I agree.
He can't box. He's just in shape. He's conditioned. That's
why. Great shape.
Endurance, and he got them big horse heads, man. They can take a shot.
Yeah. He got some power. So, yeah.
But he ain't even got that much power. He only got 18 knockouts in like 34 fights. He ain't like a destroyer out there.
He a knockout artist though. That's what he say though.
He said he'd knock Crawford ass out, but
he ain't got no one-punch knockout power. Like Tank Davis is a knockout artist. Deontay Wilder is a knockout artist. Canelo's a knockout artist. Charlo ain't no knockout artist, man.
Nah, Charlo ain't no knockout, but he can get.
Yeah, I mean anybody can be hurt, but I'm saying he act like he's a destroyer out there that you can't. You know, Mike Tyson was a knockout artist.
Nah, but you know what? We have really never seen Jermell Charlo really fight a knockout puncher fighter.
No.
I think besides Julian Jackson Jr., Julian Jackson Jr., we've seen what they have with him.
Yeah, that was an impressive win, though. That was an impressive win. I give him that. That was impressive.
He
can't knock him on that one. You know, them Charles, they sell a lot of wolf tickets, man. They sell a lot of wolf tickets.
I ain't gonna lie. They got a wolf tickets.
Charlos, they never impressed me. Like
never.
I don't get the hype. It's just they just run their mouth a lot. I mean,
they talented fighters. They got their some way. You know what I'm saying? But as far as skill set and all that, no, they ain't top that.
When I looked at that, I never was like, oh, these dudes is elite. Like they the best in the sport, pound for pound. I just don't see that.
I respect Jermell more than Jamal. I respect Jermell. Jermell trying to go for undisputed. I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that.
Jamal, he didn't want to fight Andrade. They said he turned down. His own brother said he turned down the Canelo fight at one point. He won't fight Benavidez. He content, man. You never gonna fight Triple G. You're not getting a Canelo fight now. Go fight some of the guys that get him out of the way. Go fight Benavidez. Go fight Andrade. I don't understand it, man. He ain't fighting nobody to me.
Who that?
Jamal, the big Charlo.
Man, Jamal, he really lives, even though he loves to talk about the Mayweather effect of boxing, he really lives by that code.
He exposed himself on that Mike Tyson show. Mike was trying to give him the alley-oop, man.
He does not want to take any risks in the ring, y'all.
He happy, man. He eating good. They paying him good. He don't feel no motivation to be great, man. He just fighting once a year. He ain't fought in a while either, Jamal Charlo.
That's that Munguia fight. Since that Munguia fight fell through. Come on, Seleki, man. These dudes.
Jamal Charlo ducked Lara.
Yeah.
He ducked Anzari Lara too. Remember, Lara wanted to fight him. He wouldn't fight him. He ducked a lot of dudes, man.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about a lot of fighters that we should feel sorry for, one fighter we should really feel sorry for is Demetrius Andrade.
He the most ducked dude in boxing, man.
This is terrible what's going on with this man's career. Talented fighter, got fighters scared, ducking, jumping weight classes.
He'll never get that Canelo fight, man, because he a southpaw. He slick. He a southpaw. He rangy. That's a guy Canelo don't want to fight. This ain't got nothing to do talking about he's a bad, terrible fighter. Well, no, it ain't that. He just a bad matchup for you. You just don't want to let the world know that.
Also, he's not a limited southpaw.
No.
Move, this man can throw from any angle. He can fight off the back foot, come forward.
He got a little power.
He too dangerous for Canelo.
Yeah. I mean, he might as well. He ain't never gonna get the fight, so I feel like Eddie Hearn, get Benavidez in there.
He need to go to PBC. Andrade need to go to PBC so he can get some of them fights. Go sign with Al and go try to get those fights.
Yeah, because Eddie Hearn over that ass, and he ain't even asking Canelo Alvarez to fight. To fight him, he ain't even asked him to fight him. Look at when Demetrius Andrade showed up at that press conference, the post-fight press conference. He's like, "This is not the time, Demetrius." Eddie, what the fuck is you talking about? You my promoter too, nigga.
Well, you know Canelo, they gonna side with Canelo, man. You know that.
I wouldn't give a fuck. You my promoter too.
That when he was like, payday.
Eddie Hearn ain't did shit. Like, I don't know why everybody. Eddie Hearn is a horrible. Like, he ain't did nothing for Devin Haney. Nothing.
I think he been good to Dev. I think he been good to Dev, man. He been trying to get Dev those fights. He told Dev to go over the top ring and get the fight, man. He ain't stopping.
Yeah, he had to go to top ring. He couldn't get it done, so he sent him to top ring.
Yeah, I mean, Devin been he was the highest paid lightweight. I don't think he doing Dev bad.
I'm not even talking about as far as money. Of course he's paying his fight. I'm talking about getting him fights. Like
Eddie a real dude though, for even, you know what I'm saying, let him go over there. Well, I ain't gonna say lit because I don't know the background.
Oh, he good in the UK. I can't say he good as far as signing American fighters. I just can't say that.
Yeah, I think a lot of cats, he got the bag. Eddie got the bag. He paid his guy. He paid Dev good, and you know what I mean. Dev had to go sign a 3-fight deal with Top Rank, but
it's a 3-fight deal.
it's a 3-fight deal because the rematch. If he beats Kambosos, he got to rematch him again in Australia, and then he got one more fight for Loma after that. So that's the 3 fights.
Well, let's say he beat Kambosos twice. What happens if he dropped the belts and move up?
He's still on the contract with him.
Do y'all see what's all that play at this at the end of the day? They are either way it go from Devin to Kambosos. They are setting up this fight for Vasil Lomachenko.
But that's not a bad deal for Dev right now. Those 3 fights is 3 huge money fights, 3 huge legacy fights, and I think that'd be great for him, man. That's a great move for him right now because Top Rank got all the lightweights that he want to fight.
It's a small move for him, but at the same time, why do I have to give you a rematch?
Well, that's a champion, man. You know what I mean? Kambosos.
What's to say that if Kambosos would have won, he would rematch that?
Well, how the contract is, man, it's a one-way. It's a one-way rematch clause because he claimed he took the A side. So Dev said whatever he wants, he gets. So he's getting 10 million, I believe. Dev getting like 2.8. The rematch, if Dev win, the rematch is in Australia again.
See what I'm saying? That's not fair.
But he wasn't gonna take the fight unless otherwise, you know what I mean? Dev want to go for greatness, man. I gotta respect Dev, man. Dev putting his money where his mouth is. I gotta respect it.
That, but at the same time, that's still not fair to negotiate. I should not have to go back in there and fight him because
he wasn't gonna get the fighting otherwise, man. And then Bob put them options on that fight. You know what I mean? And I get it. Bob said, "I'm not losing these belts."
Because there's no guarantee that Kambosos would have gave me a rematch then. So,
but you got Dev betting on himself though. Easy, he betting on himself. You can't think of it like that.
If I win, I have to go all the way back to Australia and then give him a rematch on his turf. So y'all could possibly cheat me. That's not right.
I agree, but Dev said I'm the better fighter. I want to be undisputed, and he putting his money where his mouth is, man. I gotta respect it, man. He taking lower money. I gotta respect it, man.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. I agree with what you were saying, but at the end of the day, you can respect the fact that Devin is going to be great and he's willing to take them situations in them contracts. But at the same time, it is not fair.
No, it's not. It's a terrible deal for Devin. Well, I mean, it's Kambosos has got everything going for him. He got everything in his favor. I got you. I get it. I mean, it's a bad deal for Dev, but it's the only way he was gonna get that fight.
Well, you only way. Win.
Now the money split probably be different if he knocked him out and win and become undisputed. That part will probably change, but not the venue. So,
yeah, I mean, he better go over there and win. I mean, you got just like we were just talking about the situation with Errol now. This fight gonna be in Texas. Errol, that's his hometown. You was gonna have to do a lot to win this fight.
Well, what you think about what Errol said? They asked Errol, is it a rematch? He talking about, I don't know.
It's a damn rematch.
It's probably a one-way rematch clause because Ugas said no, he don't get no rematch. Errol probably got one in his contract saying if he lose, he gets a rematch. But Ugas don't get no rematch.
Errol Spence dug Ugas when he fought Ocampo. He's supposed to
follow. Was he mandatory or something?
No, he was the number 2. He was the number 2.
Oh yeah.
So Errol also fought Mikey when he could have fought Bud.
Oh, he was the number 2 mandatory for the IBF belt that he had. Instead, Errol Spence, or in the line, Errol Spence went and fought Ocampo.
I think Ocampo was his mandatory though. Ocampo was his mandatory.
Number 3. Ugas was the number 3. Ocampo was the number 2.
I think Ocampo was his IBF. That was his last mandatory that he fought.
Ugas was the number 2 and Ocampo was the number 3. He skipped over Ugas and fought Ocampo. And as you can go look that up yourself, I looked it up and saw it. He was supposed to fight Ugas. Ugas was number 2.
They ain't have no respect for you because Ugas used to be, people don't know where Ugas used to be with Top Rank.
No, I didn't know he used to be with Top Rank.
He used to be with Top Rank. And Bob, he had his little thing with Bob, and Bob dropped Ugas, and then he went to PBC. Ugas threw off the apple cart. He wasn't supposed to be in the position he is. No, first of all, nobody thought Ugas was gonna beat Pacquiao, man. A lot of people didn't put him to beat no Pacquiao. Ugas messed up a lot of money. And then they got mad at him, threw him in that tournament, And then Earl and Allen them bought him out of that tournament. You know, they paid some people off to get Ugas, man. You know, because he was having under that pressure. He was either gonna be Boots or Bud. And he's like, man, y'all got to get me out of this, man. Give me Ugas. I'm serious, man.
For real, though.
He paid some step aside money to get Ugas out that tournament. They paid some money, man. Somebody got paid.
Arrow is not the truth that we think he is. Arrow is around his hole doing a lot of ducking and hiding.
I used to like Earl Spence like 3-4 years ago, and then
the free smoke Arrow, right?
Yeah, then he started doing all this whole shit the last couple of years. I can't rock with him no more.
You know, somebody challenged the bully, man, because he used to go at Keith Head, man, in interviews. He would go at Keith Thurman hard, man. He would go at Sean, Danny.
Remember he was knocking everybody out in sparring. Adrian Broner, Floyd.
All that.
The hype was real with him back then.
I don't go by sparring and all that, man. I mean, sparring is one thing, because I think guys, when you spar, you work on stuff sometimes too.
But they was saying he was just the way they was putting it, like he was just dogging everybody out.
I haven't seen this power in 4 years either. Where's this power that everybody talking about?
Thud and power. They talk about this thud and power is just gone, right? But it's crazy that thud and power disappeared when he got that WBC belt when they drug test, right?
I'm just saying he ain't knocked nobody out in a long time. He couldn't even stop little old Mikey, man. Come on.
Campbell was the last dude he stopped.
Yes, when it came time to go to that WBC, that random drug and urine, all of a sudden, no man down. We ain't seen him knock out nobody.
The last guy he knocked down was Sean Porter. The last guy he knocked down was Sean.
Remember when Terrence Bud Crawford, when he first moved up, they was like, oh, he don't got no power and his power not gonna translate to 147, and then he go and stop everybody else, and then they bring up another excuse. It's like,
man. I don't think that's the best fight for us right now, man.
See, Bud done grew into that weight now. He a real welterweight now. He done grew into that weight.
They was expecting Jeff Horn to manhandle Terrence Crawford.
Remember that. It was like Horn gonna do this, that.
He ran Jeff Horn out of the ring, man.
When they seen that, they said, "Oh no."
And you gotta realize this too. Jose Benavidez fight at 160. Jeff Horn is a middleweight. He was stopping middleweights, man.
Yeah, Jeff Horn fought Zoo. He fought Tim Zoo at 54 not that long ago.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with that Tim Zoo guy. He didn't impress me. He got not dropped. I mean, everybody can get dropped, but
Bud might fight him for that vacant. If Jermell move up, he might fight him for that vacant WBO title at 154. So
I do think if there's no rematches, Bud moving up, he gonna drop the belts. If there's no rematches with Arrow, he'll drop it. Or if Arrow wins, they're gonna drop the belts and move up.
Tim Tszyu got dropped.
No, he got dropped in that last fight in the first round. He got dropped.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, you gotta go watch it. He got dropped, bro.
Oh, hold up.
First round.
Oh, hell, not all that shit he been talking. See what I'm saying? The hype is real today in boxing, man.
I mean, he came back and looked good, but he got dropped.
Hold up. Tim Tszyu gets dropped. Oh, they said they put in Jim Lee Zuzu. Tim. Who did he last fight, y'all? Gaucher? Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta go see the highlights. Oh, Lord.
Let's be honest. Josh Taylor lost that fight, man.
Oh, man. Josh Taylor, man.
He lost.
Also, he lost that fight, and he's ducking Zepeda. Zepeda is the mandatory for that WBC title. That's why he's saying he's going to move up.
Well, he better stay away from Bud. Stay away from Bud. Don't do that. He'll get stopped.
I want to see him fight Boots. I want to see Boots knock him off.
Boots ain't gonna get those shots until he a mandatory, man. Guys, he high risk, low reward right now.
I'm talking about Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor, stay away from Boots too, man. I think the Castillo Clayton fight gonna be a good fight, man. I'm not saying I think Boots should win, but I think he'll be a little more resistant.
Tim Tszyu done fucked up. He finna be. Oh my God! Do y'all see what this and this? Where how Gaucher just caught this boy, man?
Yeah, he could have lost that fight if he fought somebody that was really like that.
Oh man, Charlo. And he talking about a Charlo.
I
Nah,
think
he won't
Logan
be
give him that
Charlo.
work.
Nah, he won't be
See,
Charlo.
Tim Dazoo has to go and find him another trainer right now.
He won't
He
be.
got
He
to.
won't be Castano either.
He got to right now. If he want to, he has to. You just got caught flat wide open with not even a jab behind it, or just a straight timed right hand. Knocked you on your.
I mean, he got up. I give him credit. I always give boxers credit when you get up and you continue to fight. I give you credit for that, but he ain't
got
ready,
up.
man.
I was watching the highlight.
Yeah, he ain't ready, man. Not to me.
Shit,
Just like Victor or not Victor, is it Virgil Ortiz? He not ready.
He at 54 now.
Oh, he left 147 now?
Yep.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he moved up because he could no longer make the weight. So yeah, 54.
Because he was Bud mandatory for a long time. He wouldn't take the fight. He was number
Bud
one
was
in
gonna knock
WBO
that
for a
boy
while.
out.
He gonna get beat up at 154.
I mean, he might be stronger, man. He could be stronger, man. He can
By
that
who?
weight drain can be killing him.
Who gonna be? Who we talking about? Finna be strong at 154?
Ortiz. He
Virgil
might be stronger
Ortiz.
at 154. He might be.
Man, Virgil Ortiz gonna get his ass handed to him at 154.
I don't know.
He beat Fandora ass.
He can punch. One thing we do know is he can punch.
He can punch, but he is moving up to bigger men. We don't know if that shit gonna even carry or not. And even if it do carry, most motherfucking 154 pounds is way bigger than Virgil Ortiz. Man, he gonna get his ass whooped.
I don't know, man. I like Virgil, but I don't think he's.
Man, this the same dude who Maurice Hooker had his face bruised up, man. Go back and watch Maurice Hooker, a former 140 pounder. Man, if he go to one, he gonna get his man.
I don't think he got a choice though, easy, because he can't. He's struggling to make the weight.
If he fights somebody at 154, they ain't gonna be in the top 10 in his first fight.
Nah,
you got to ease him in there. I wouldn't throw him in there with no killer, but I would, let him get acclimated to the weight.
What about Tony Harrison?
That's like Danny Garcia.
That's a dangerous fight too.
For Virgil Ortiz?
Hell yeah, because he can box.
He can outbox him. I feel like he gonna get caught eventually.
Danny Garcia saying he gonna move up to 147.
Oh, Danny, I don't know what Danny.
Danny, you already been getting your ass ate up at 147.
Yeah, you know what? I thought about this, y'all. Everybody talk about Sean couldn't win the big one, which is kind of like you say he beat Ugas and he beat Danny, so he do got some wins in the bigger fights. Danny ain't beat nobody in the big fights.
All his big wins at 140.
His only win he got at 147 was was it Guerrero?
Yeah, Robert Guerrero.
And he was a gatekeeper at that point.
Paulie, I think he knocked out Paulie.
Paulie ain't no real good.
And then these are the dudes he beat.
Paulie ain't even
Red Catch. Like he ain't got no elite.
Yeah, he ain't got no elite 147 wins.
Rashidi Ellis will whoop on Danny right now.
They trying to say Danny want to fight Kell Brook, but
Danny made too much. Danny's doing good outside of boxing. Danny don't really.
He doing great at real estate.
Danny got a lot of businesses, from what I heard.
He do. He don't really need to fight to get
what he fighting for?
He set up real well, man. I'm happy.
Money. Just to keep my bank account fat money. I would.
Well, you know what? It's easy for us to say, but man, it take a lot to go in there and train and kill your body and sacrifice and then be away from your family when you don't have to do it no more.
They've been doing this since they were children, man.
Exactly. So he might be burned out, man. If you don't have to go get your head beat in to get some money, man, you gotta. And the love ain't there. When you start thinking about retirement, man, you might as well get out of the game.
He said it's hard as hell to wake up and go train when you just woke up out of some silk sheets.
Yeah, because like a guy like Bud love it, man. He'll do it for free. A guy like Ugas, a guy like Ennis. I don't know. Ennis look like he always in the gym, man. It ain't they gym rats. It ain't a lot of those guys.
Crawford in it for legacy.
But Crawford gonna be in the gym after he retired. You can tell.
Ennis need to move his big ass to 154 or 160 and quit trying to fight welterweight. Ennis is too big. It's too big for 147. He trying to rush fights. This boy is almost 30-0, and you can't name nothing but 2 fighters he beat.
That's not his fault though.
How is not his fault?
He fighting whoever available. I mean,
whoever available. This man,
saying,
I'm gonna say that again. This man
he gonna get a shot. You know what I mean? He's 25.
You know what's
a
good fight for him?
30-0, and you can't name nothing but 2 140 pounds that this man fought.
Who Virgil Ortiz fought?
Virgil Ortiz.
He got a better resume.
Yes, but slightly. I mean, 140 hooker.
He fought former champion.
He beat Bean Machine too.
He fought former champion Maurice Hooker.
Shit, Lipinets a former champion.
Yeah, Lipinets got knocked out by Bud Wade. Come on, man. Ain't even been stopped.
Former player from one, and who fought from 140, man.
I say this though. I think Boots. I feel like defensively, you know, that's where I feel like he flawed at right now. Defensively,
I want to see him have to fight through some adversity too, man. I want to see him not get rocked and knocked out, but I just want to see him have to get hit with a good shot, and you know,
he's been hit. Delorme, he's been hit
until you fight better competition.
Like Arrow got rocked one time. People don't know that if you fight long enough, you're gonna get hit with a shot that hurt, man. It's just boxing.
Thomas Delorme and shit. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
I would like to see him fight.
Who y'all want him to fight?
The one is a 160 pounder fighting at 147.
I like to see him fight Stanionis, though. That'd be a good fight for him.
Spence been at 147 his whole career,
and he big. Yep. He big for it too. And
Spence was walking around about 185, 190.
The saddest thing about Spence is he as big as he is, still running from tank.
No, look, Nonito Donaire, and I love Nonito Donaire, but he made a career out of being a weight bully and beating on smaller guys.
Who, Nonito?
Yeah.
What you mean Nonito Donaire beating on weight? Who?
No, Donaire was way bigger than a lot of them guys. The dude O'Bali, when you see the size difference in them, I'm like, damn, bro, he way bigger than O'Bali.
I got a lot of respect. Let me say this first. I got a lot of respect for Nito Donaire.
Yeah.
But I got to what you're saying, so I got to check that out.
It's hard to move up the weight classes, different weight classes.
He a fighter that really bring boxing away. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen him duck nobody. You feel?
No, I'm saying he's a great fighter, but all I'm saying is that it's a whole bunch of guys that was weight bullies that beat up on smaller guys, and then when they finally moved up to their natural weight, they wasn't as good.
Look at Charlo. Look at Jamel Charlo. He's been at 154 his whole career,
and he ain't gonna go nowhere. He ain't finna move up. He gonna spend Jamel Charlo gonna spend his whole career at 154. Now he might go to 160 because ain't nobody really up there no more but him and his brother for real. And that way they could just beat on people at 154, 160 like they did at 154. There's really not anybody up here for us to fight. We'll go to 168. Ain't no more challenging yourself to be great no more. Ain't no more let me go and fight at another weight class. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I give Jamel a little credit. If he do get undisputed, I'm a back off because that is an accomplishment. So I won't knock him for that.
Really, we're not even supposed to be seeing him have this fight because he lost. He already ain't undisputed, but since they're gonna fight in Texas and they giving him a rematch, and I believe he can.
I thought it was in LA. The rematch.
Is it where?
I thought it was in LA.
Is it?
I think it's in LA.
Oh, I heard it was in Houston. If it's in Houston,
that's where it was last time, wasn't it? They fought in Texas last time. I know that for
you. They saying the rematch. I heard the rematch. They said it's supposed to be in LA. I'm not sure, but that's what I heard.
Oh, at the Staples, whatever. Probably.
Yeah, Staples. I don't really call it that, but I say Staples, like old school. But yeah.
I want to watch the fight, man. I'm surprised they ain't, you know what I mean? They ain't put that fight on pay-per-view, man. That's a pay. I would pay for it if it was. I like that fight. That was a good fight.
Me personally, I wouldn't pay for that.
If you put a good card with it, it wasn't a bad fight, man. That was an entertaining fight. I don't think Devin, what's name gonna be on pay-per-view?
No, that's
ESPN.
It's
on ESPN.
I really pay for that then.
Yeah.
Charlo Castaño.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. Dev and Cambosa, I would pay for that too if it was on pay per view.
Yeah.
I would pay for Dev.
It was like $20, $24, $30. I paid for it.
Oh,
I paid $39.95 for it.
It's in Los Angeles, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. It is, yeah. That's gonna work better for Kistano. Yeah, we're gonna work better for both of them because it's mixing them on.
But Bud and Arrow, I pay $100 for that fight.
Yeah, I'll pay $1,000 for that.
I'll pay $100 for that fight, man. So they can't tell me ain't no money. I'm gonna pay for the fight. I ain't streaming it. I'm gonna pay for it.
I'll work a double shift to see that shit.
Yeah, that's the fight. That's the fight that everybody want to see.
The world wants to see that matchup.
That's really us though. Really the black fan base. That's the fight that we really want to see.
I think they can pay both those dudes $15-20 million apiece, man. You just get Canelo $100 million, man. You can pay both those guys $20 million apiece.
All them, Dubai dudes, all these billionaires will be paying for these fights. This is the fight to pay for.
Yeah, you can get your money's on.
Money on.
This gonna be way better than in my opinion, Mayweather Pacquiao. I feel like
I believe so too. Yeah. I think Shakur and Valdez is gonna be a good fight long while it lasts.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Keyshawn Davis on the undercard.
I like him, man. He gonna be a champion. I like him too.
I think he the co-main event.
Yeah, I like Keyshawn Davis. I like him. He can fight. Definitely got some skills. This is about like his fifth fight.
Third, I think. Fourth. It might be.
Carrington. He out there making noise too.
Who?
Little kid named Carrington.
Carrington?
Yeah.
What's his first name?
I can't think of his first name right now. I just know his last name Carrington. I know that because my auntie last name Carrington. But I think he like 3-4-0. But I don't like to really talk about fighters when they 3-4-0 because of highlights. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I like that heavyweight. What's his name? Anderson. I like him too. He can
that's the truth, big baby.
They're supposed to beat them dudes at that stage. That's the whole point of moving a fight. You see what I'm saying? So
I like.
He's 5-0. See, now man, get the fuck out of here. When he move up, let's see. I mean, when he get it to
15-0, something like 12, 10 plus fights, I start really.
Then let's talk about it and see what he really about. What y'all saying?
Everybody can't beat Loma and get a championship fight in their third fight.
Now I give a lot of respect to Lomachenko, though.
Yeah, he get all the opportunities too, man.
He get all the opportunities, but he fight.
He just got beat by Teofimo, and now he already set up for another title fight, man. He was supposed to get this fight. How do you jump guys who was ahead of you, man?
Titles for Vasil Lomachenko. That's the whole point of the Devin Haney Cambosa.
He was never supposed to jump there to get that fight, man.
Why y'all think? Hold on. Cambosa is with Top Rank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a setup. Them bills getting lined up for Vasil Lomachenko.
Oh yeah, Bobby don't care about no damn undisputed. They want the money.
He just want everybody under Top Rank. So long
that's
as
why
stay in house.
Come on over here and sign this deal, Devin. They set him up.
But you know what about Al? What I can't say about, not Al. What's his name? Old man, Bob Arum. Man, Bob been making some good fights lately, man. I can't even knock him for it, man.
Top Rank been killing it. You're right.
Free good fights.
Top Rank, like the last was since COVID.
They been making the best fights.
Yeah. I ain't got to stream nothing. I ain't got to find no links or nothing to watch it all.
Think about it. They giving us Valdez and Shakur. They gave us Porter and Bud. They give, they
Ramirez, Taylor,
David Cambosis. They giving us the fights.
Yeah. They say fuck what you heard is what you need to know.
Fury Wilder. They was part of that.
Fury White coming up too on ESPN.
Yep, Dillian White, Fury. So Bob said a long time ago, people was, thought he was old and crazy. He was like, Al paying them fighters too much. And he was like, the model Al using ain't sustainable. Now you're hearing about PBC having money issues and guys getting paid on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or a payment plan.
Say he got them in there like Suge Knight.
Yeah, he putting these guys on an allowance, man. They getting paid like they don't even get all their money, man. I don't need no grown man to ration my money to me. I'm taking the punches.
What's that PB schedule? What's upcoming PBC fights? Because I ain't even see the schedule.
You got Arrow and Ugas. You got
bullshit.
yeah, you got you can say Tank and Rolly because Al into that. He involved in that too.
Some shit we gonna have
You
to
got
pay for.
Castano and Charlo.
That's probably the best one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. They just signed Rashidi Ellis to PBC, so we'll see what they do with him.
I hope he fight Boots, man. That's what I want to see.
What's Rashidi Ellis?
He with PBC. He was with Oscar.
I don't think I'm more familiar with him.
He's pretty good, man. He's a pretty good fighter.
Okay.
Skilled. Look him up. Rashidi Ellis. He's skilled. Fast hands. He's pretty skilled, man. Real good fighter. He's a good young fighter. He's a younger fighter too. I think he undefeated too. Not that matters anymore, but because you can, how that go. But
Rashidi Ellis highlights.
He's a big prospect, if you want to call him that. Like Conor Ben, he like the Conor Ben, that that he on that level.
Oh Lord.
I think he's better than Conor
Ben.
Ben.
Been at the weight, been in the game.
Oh, what weight he in?
147.
147?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I forgot about Conor Ben until you brought him up.
Get some dudes in trouble with this little motherfucker.
He can fight. Rashidi can definitely fight, man.
I think he'd beat Conor Ben. That's just me.
It'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
It'd
be a good step-up fight for both of them, honestly.
Kell Brook is saying that he wants $10 million to fight Conor Ben.
Well, Kell Brook, you know what I mean. You know how that go. Kell Brook will bring in that UK crowd, though. They gonna support him.
He already a UK fighter, ain't he?
Yeah, but he gonna bring that audience to the fight. If you put him on pay-per-view, they gonna buy it.
No, I'm talking about Conor Ben. He won 2 with UK.
Yep.
He's talking about 10
That's the guy Boots could fight. Conor Ben.
Oh, they said Eddie Hearn was like, nah. Yeah, his last fight, Eddie Hearn was like, nah.
He ain't ready, but I mean, hell, you do all you calling out old Kell Brook and Amir Khan.
He caught out Broner too, AB.
Yeah, AB ain't even fighting no more, man.
I don't know how long. They trying to stack up Conor Ben's resume.
He get a lot of caught off his father, Nigel Ben, man. His father was a pretty good fighter, so he getting a lot of.
You know who a fighter
with Tim Tszyu.
A fighter I like, but he be getting on my nerves like he really ain't pursuing being great is Chris Eubank Jr., man.
Oh, Eubanks, man.
He all right.
I never thought he was that good, though.
He not terrible, but he all right.
I like to see him fight, though. He gonna,
Ain't Roy Jones training him about his trainer or something like that?
Roy.
Yeah, and he trying to emulate Roy Jones and look just like Roy Jones.
And that's the worst thing you can do. Roy's like a once-in-a-lifetime type of talent when he was in his prime. You can't do that, man. That dude was so quick.
See his last fight.
Roy Jones is the most talented fighter I've ever seen, as far as God-given talent.
Yeah, you can say that. He up there.
He was at his peak when people forget Roy Jones was number 1 pound for pound fighter. Floyd was number 2 until Roy ended up losing.
Yeah, in the 90s to what, like 03, 04?
Roy had a 10, 11-year run where he didn't lose. He started off, people forget, he started off 48-0. He
the greatest fighter of the 90s for sure.
Yeah, he was fighter of the decade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I feel if it wasn't for him losing, I have him before the Floyd because Roy got a way better resume.
As far as names, he don't.
Nah, I'm gonna say his win. He got better wins than Floyd.
Bernard Hopkins, Tony. Floyd got Canelo. That's a huge win on his resume. Cotto's a big name. Mosley, Pacquiao. You get to go to Corrales. He got Gotti on his resume.
Them is good wins.
A lot of guys on his resume. Corrales.
Roy Jones got James Toney, Bernard Hopkins. Who else he got? We got Virgil Hill.
Like when Floyd say he beat 23 world champions, he did.
Yeah, but they not. I don't think none of them wins is better than a James Toney or Bernard Hopkins win. That's just me.
See, I think Canelo's the biggest win that anybody's gotten probably in the last 10 years, bro. That's a huge win. At 37 years old, beating a 23-year-old undefeated fighter with 40-something fights. Now, they keep saying he was young. Dude had over 40 fights.
That's bullshit.
I think he got better. I think his resume is more deeper because I just feel like it was more fighters in his weight class because Roy Jones, he whitewashed everybody in the early 90s, and then I say around the 2000s, it really wasn't nobody left for him to fight. So
now, I think Floyd is the greater fighter, but I think Roy was the better fighter in his prime. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Floyd more skilled, but I think Roy is just more physically gifted.
Yeah, Roy is definitely more
skilled. No.
Nah, Floyd more skilled, I say.
Roy was Roy the most athletic boxer I've ever seen.
Yeah. I think Roy more gifted. He hit harder, faster, but I don't think he's not a better boxer than Floyd.
That's why I always tell people, in my opinion, I be feeling like Roy ain't he wouldn't be as a great trainer as most trainers because Roy's style and what he was able to do a lot of boxers can't do. You see what I'm saying?
Hell no, they can't do.
It only work for him.
They can't duplicate.
It only worked for him. So when I say that, people are like, man, you crazy. And I'm like, no, I think Roy, when a technician, Roy was just gifted and was able to box. You see what I'm saying?
He was unorthodox, and he was the only fighter I've ever seen get off a punch with a hook. He was that fast. He can get you with a hook.
Man, Roy just was a different breed at that time. And
he was just different, man. You know what I mean? What's his name? Kawasaki was a hell of a fighter too. People don't give him enough credit.
I don't know.
I don't like
Kawasaki can fight, man.
He can fight, but I feel like he didn't fight enough. He didn't fight enough greats for me to say that he was.
He beat the best guys, the best names at that division. He beat Roy. He beat Bernard. He beat.
Roy wasn't the best at the time.
That ain't his fault.
Past their prime.
But he younger than them, so you can't really. I'm just.
But they was older.
Huh?
They ain't got their prime.
Then they
you can give him
the
Bernard Hopkins, but you can't give him that Roy Jones. That's not a prime Roy Jones.
Shouldn't have got in the ring with him, man. I agree that's not the prime Roy, but the name is the name at that point.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I can't. I don't really go like names. I mean, it's good, but you got to put context at the time.
I think Bernard Hopkins had a better career than Roy Jones, but I don't think he's a better fighter.
I think Jeff Lacey is a better win than Roy Jones at the time.
Yeah, I agree. He
was a champion. I think Bernard Hopkins. I can't give him that Roy Jones. I just can't.
You can't give him the. You have to. They fought. It happened.
Nah, he beat Roy Jones in 2008.
I'm saying, but why is it that you can't give him that fight?
Because that wasn't the prime Roy. He even said it himself. He wasn't gonna give himself credit for that win, but just because the name, he still fought him. So
whose fault is it that they get in the ring and they can't fight, man?
Nah, I can't give it. That's like, come on, bro. Like, I can't. I can't give it that way.
I signed the contract to fight, man. This is, you know what I mean. That's like if Floyd went in there and got beat, and he was 40 years old, 39 years old. He nobody asked him to sign that fight.
Yeah,
man.
but
He fought.
Floyd Mayweather didn't get knocked out 3-4 times before he fought.
That ain't his fault.
What's the name? Fought Kawasaki.
And then a lot of people was looking at Kawasaki. Oh, this white dude he ain't nothing, man. A lot of people picked Bernard to beat him. A lot of people like this white dude, and you know what I mean. You know how that go. The white dude.
Ain't even because he's white. I'm just saying. He's good, but he didn't fight enough. His resume is not deep enough to be great.
He was a great fighter. He's undefeated, man. He retired.
A lot of dudes. Finito Lopez undefeated.
Hey man, you got 40 plus fights and you undefeated, bro. You did something. He was a world champion. He was the best at that time, man. You can't knock him because of what the guys got old.
He's not great though. He's good. I can't say great.
He's a Hall of Fame fighter, man.
That don't make you great, though.
Bro. He's great.
There's a lot of dudes in the Hall of Fame that's good, but not great.
Bro, when you in the Hall of Fame, bro, you great. That's what the Hall of Fame is. Regardless if we agree. Somebody
if that was the case, why James Toney didn't get in last year?
Because of the drug shit, man.
Hey, look,
that don't matter. He was great,
bro.
When we talk about
a lot of dudes in there that got drugged,
and James Toney outspoken. They gotta like you too now.
Hey, bro. When they talk about,
I'm talking about boxing. I ain't talking about all the outside stuff.
When they talk about undefeated fighters retiring, we still got to look at the bottom of their resumes before we say that. And then it's a lot of so-called undefeated fighters who actually lost, and they put it in the history books like they still was undefeated.
Right. I love Andre Ward, but how many great fighters did he actually get a chance to beat? Beat?
What great fighters did Kawasaki beat?
I think Andre Ward is the best pound for pound fighter since Mayweather.
Andre Ward got a good lead, but Andre Ward ducked it down the field.
Everything's done. Just wait on this.
He got Kessler. Kawasaki got Kessler. Ward got Kessler. Kawasaki got Kessler.
He got a good resume. He's not trash. He beat the best middleweight. He beat the best middleweight in the last 20 years plus, man. That was B-Hop.
You know somebody who hate Andre Ward? Carl Freisch.
Like B-Hop had 20 title defenses, bro.
I told somebody, I think Carl Freisch would shoot up Andre Ward's house. He hates Andre Ward.
Canelo, I don't like that Canelo talking about Ward was ducking and all that. Man, I think Ward could beat Canelo today if he came out and got a fight and got right.
Canelo.
Yeah, he'll beat Canelo up. Ward started getting frustrated.
Triple G, he was ducking Ward too.
Ward started headbutting him. He's gonna take the fight away from Canelo.
I think Ward is because he a bigger fighter than Canelo too. Ward was a big dude, man.
And he headbutt.
And Ward can get dirty too. He get dirty in there. He
is dirty. He ain't that he could get dirty. He dirty. Ward be him Bernard Hopkins. I didn't even seen Sean Porter do it. They headbutt. They use their head.
Your phone been going off. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what's going on.
They headbutt the hell out of their opponent.
Shit, Tim Bradley made a career off of that.
He was overrated.
He headbutted a lot.
He lost to Pacquiao too.
Tim Bradley got my bad.
Oh, he never asked to fight Floyd.
He's gonna get his ass.
Yeah, he know better than that.
I can't say Bradley overrated though. He decent. I never rated him high. Bro.
He lost to Pacquiao, man. Pacquiao got robbed against him.
Bro. I'm talking about his whole career, not just Pacquiao. He got some good wins, bro. He got better wins than Kawasaki, bro. To be honest.
He's all right. I like Tim Bradley. I like him. All right, man. He wasn't no really,
but he just wasn't. He wasn't
great.
He wasn't great. He did his thing. He won some fights. That thing. I ain't like how he stood there and accepted the fact that he won that Manny Pacquiao fight like that. Like me being a man, I couldn't go home with nobody else, bro. And I know he beat me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I'd be like, I couldn't be jumping up, flexing on top of the ring and shit. But you know, I was like, all that knowing, man, this man really beat me up. I couldn't do it.
Take a look at it.
I had to get a man his titles and shit. Or, you know what I'm saying, I just look at it like, well, if he really did beat me, he'll get it back in the rematch. But I'm gonna keep this belt and get these coins.
That fight. That was the worst robbery I ever seen. Bro.
Who was this?
Yeah, Bradley got his ass whooped versus Pacquiao, bro. There's no reason he should have won that first.
I thought that was a good fight with the Prevechnikov or whatever. I thought that was a good fight.
Yeah, brutal that's fight of the year. Fight of the year.
That was a brutal fight because he was out on his feet. Prevechnikov hit him with a punch, man. I said, "Geez, how is he still up? How is he still up?"
I forgot about that dude till you brought him up, Prevechnikov.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I think he retired.
He retired.
Yeah. He took a lot of beatings. I ain't gonna lie. But
best fight I've ever seen was Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti 2, I think it was. As far as guys just like teeing off.
I ain't never really watched them dudes fight. I'm gonna have to check that out one. I ain't never watched them two fight.
They had the greatest round, one of the greatest rounds. That was between them and Hearns and Hagler. Man, them boys was going toe to toe.
I don't like slug match boxing.
But it was an the point of the fight. They both was hurt, man, and they just had to bite down and fight, man. Sometimes you can't always box. You got to just fight, man.
I'm a chess match guy, so I love chess matches.
But you do know at some point in the fight, you're going to have to fight. Like, you got guys who can box but can't fight.
I give Gotti a lot of credit. He a warrior. He fought everybody. You know, he didn't always win, but he fought hard.
Yeah,
I give you De La Hoya all the credit. He fought every guy in his era, man. Red winners and draw.
Nobody. I respect the hell out of Oscar De La Hoya.
Shane fought everybody.
Shane, yeah.
Well,
Shane did.
Garcia de la Hoya probably had the best resume. One of the best resumes ever, man.
yeah, he fought. Oh, he fought Pernell Whitaker, De La Hoya,
Trinidad,
Chavez,
Hopkins, Floyd,
You gotta
Shane
think about
Mosley
what
Hernandez.
You gotta think about what Canelo
Ike Corte.
resume gonna look like.
Shit.
But then
Trinidad.
You gotta think about all them Mexican fighters, them no names Canelo fought too.
Vargas, Ike
Canelo
fought a lot of
resume
those
trash,
dudes, man.
if we being honest.
Yeah, if you start from really 2-3 years before Mayweather, it's really trash. You know what I'm saying? But he got a lot of names on there, big names. Whether he was supposed to fight him or not, he got their name. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got their name.
He was supposed to fight Paul Williams in 2012, I believe so. Before he got into that motorcycle accident.
Yeah. I like Vernon Forrest too. He was a good fighter.
Yeah, I like Vernon Forrest. I used to love to play him on their fight.
I still don't believe how he couldn't beat Ricardo Mayorga, man. I never understood.
Yeah. You know how to ask. That's the reason why I say when people start seeing guys with a better resume automatically gonna win, that's one of the fights I bring up.
Yeah.
Hey, I seen Rockman Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
You know, hell, Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson, and nobody picked Buster Douglas to win that fight.
Yeah.
You still got to get in the ring. Roy and Tarver. Nobody picked Tarver.
Hell no, nobody picked Tarver for that fight.
No, people lost money that night. So it's just it's just boxing, man. You like I say, I respect those guys. You still got to go in there and get it done because anybody can get knocked out.
True.
You know what I mean? It takes a certain type of dude to even want to do that professionally. You got to be wired different to want to be able to take punches for a living, man.
Well, yeah, I've been on almost 2 hours, man. I'm finna go and wind it down.
Yeah, me too. I'm about to go get some of the spaghetti, man.
I feel you, man. All right, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, Damone and Sean, man. I thank y'all. Y'all welcome anytime. I got the computer set back up.
Okay, you back rolling now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back rolling. So, man, y'all just hit me up and we gonna discuss this boxing anytime. Thank everybody for tuning in. It's easy work boxing, y'all. I am out. See y'all fellas later.